On one hand, Minnesota's symbols of justice have never seemed more closed off. On the other, Minnesotans have unprecedented ability to process the trial of Derek Chauvin eyes wide open.
I have not been an advocate of cameras in the courtroom, but for this particular case, I felt the cameras were important.
Retired District Court Judge LeJune Lang believes viewership will be high with the eyes of the nation on Minnesota for a trial live-streamed and unfiltered.
This will be the public's opportunity to clearly assess and hear the facts.
I have never seen anything like this myself.
Keith Mays, U of M professor of African American and African Studies, sees the trial through the prism of an educator.
For us who teach civil rights and social justice issues, this is really doing the work of educating our students in the classroom. I think, Boyd, everything pauses in the next few weeks, and that any kind of lessons that were pre-planned in any courses, many at the college level, certainly at the high school level, we have to integrate this trial, this live streamed trial.
The question is, can we learn from our past? About every 100 years in Minnesota, we've had one of these disastrous trials.
Judge Lang cites the 1862 mass hangings of 38 Native Americans in Mankato and the 1920 mob lynching of 3 black circus workers in Duluth.
We see the rush to justice, the white supremacy, and the excuses consistently.
Now, in a third century, Minnesota finds itself again making history, with an outcome to be remembered long after the barricades come down.
We have an obligation on our watch to get it right.
Boyd Huppert, KARE 11 News, Minneapolis.